Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ana Laura, and I am your chief flight attendant for this evening. On behalf of the entire BRO crew, welcome aboard as the journey takes flight. At this time, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright and locked position, and that your seat belt is correctly fastened. Also, if at any point you should feel the need to express feelings of joy, excitement, or overall pride, please feel free to honk whenever the captain has illuminated the honk sign. Thank you. Now, I invite Pastor Brad Burke to lead the invocation for tonight.
Join me in prayer. Father God, we thank you for this new terminal that we are blessed to have here in Brownsville. Father God, we ask you to let this be a place where family and friends come together, where business and prosperity comes to the city of Brownsville, where officials and other dignitaries come to the city of Brownsville. Lord, we ask you to keep everyone safe in this terminal, that it be a place of blessing and nothing else, Lord God. And for this event today, we ask you to lead and guide each person, and again, keep everybody safe and blessed here at the event and on their way home. We ask all of these things in the name of your precious Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you very much, Pastor Burke. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to direct your attention to the jumbo screens as we honor America with the presentation of the flag by the Brownsville Police Department Honor Guard, followed by the singing of our national anthem by the children of the Brownsville Piano Studio.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Raphael, we need to open up. Do you want to open it up now? Raphael, open it. Anna, it's open.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your mayor, Mr. Trey Mendez.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome, everyone. It's great to see all the familiar faces here today as we celebrate this momentous occasion, the completion of the new Brownsville Airport Terminal. 2020 has been a tough year, so it feels great to have a reason to celebrate. The Brownsville South Padre Island International Airport is rich in aviation history. On March the 9th of 1929, over 20,000 people gathered at the Brownsville Airport to welcome Charles Lindbergh after a 5-hour and 38-minute flight from Mexico City, establishing the first international airmail service. Amelia Earhart was also in attendance. Can you imagine a 6-hour flight from Mexico City? Now you can get to Peru in 6 hours. 1929 also marked the start of Pan American Airways and a long relationship between Brownsville and Pan American. Less than 20 years later, Braniff arrived in Brownsville. The first U.S. jet engine test flight also occurred here on these grounds at the airport. Coincidentally, my grandfather worked for Pan American Airlines, and my father worked for Braniff in the 1970s and 1980s. So I understand the value of the airport and how many memories have been made on these grounds. For the next 3 to 5 months, you'll be able to see the evolution of our airport. From where we stand today, we can see the 1929 Pan American terminal, the existing 1971 terminal behind us, and now the baby of the bunch, but by far the largest at 91,000 square feet, the terminal that you see here. These terminals are a reflection of Brownsville's growth throughout the years. Brownsville is once again on the forefront of aerospace, except we're now talking about space travel. On Wednesday, all of our eyes were in the sky to try and get a glimpse of the Starship launch. I personally got on the roof of my office just to catch a glimpse, and I can tell you it was worth it. I'd like to congratulate SpaceX on their very exciting and successful endeavor, and we look forward to being good partners for many years to come. Transformational projects do not happen overnight, and today we celebrate the culmination of 10 years worth of studies, designs, and looking everywhere we could to find the funding necessary to be here today. We owe a debt of gratitude to all those leaders, elected officials, FAA officials, and everyone else who had a hand in one way or another. I'd like to thank our Assistant Manager and Airport Director, Bryant Walker, and his staff, who I'm sure probably have not slept for the last couple of days trying to get this ready and make sure this event goes off. Lastly, to our contractor on the project, Spa Glass, who you'll hear from in a bit, and all of its subcontractors and employees, thank you very much. She looks beautiful. I'd be remiss if I did not specifically mention a few individuals by name. Previous city commissions, including current commissioners, Dr. Rose Gowan, Jessica Tetro, Joel Munguia, and Ben Neese, as well as my predecessor, Tony Martinez. They believed that the airport represented the future of Brownsville because it was a front door to our community. If we were to be the city of the future, we needed a new terminal. I could not agree more. This is a representation of our future and where Brownsville is headed over the next generation. On behalf of the city of Brownsville and its residents, thank you to all of you for your leadership on this project and the endless hours and work you put into believing that Brownsville deserved better. Thank you. Next. Thank you. Next, I must recognize Congressman Filemon Vela. Serving in Congress brings a familiarity with airports that not many other jobs have. The constant travel between DC and their district accounts for a significant amount of time. Our very own Congressman Vela works tirelessly for our region, and this project is a testament to his great representation. His work to bring the funding to Brownsville for this critical piece of infrastructure is exceptional. $32 million in federal funding have gone into the project, and you can see the results. Thank you, Congressman Vela. In closing, the future for Brownsville is bright, and I'm looking forward to many more great things. Building off this momentum, we continue to work on several projects that will truly transform this community for generations to come. I'm proud to serve as mayor and truly believe that now is a time for Brownsville to turn and set the example for the RGV, the state, and the world. We should be proud of what we've accomplished, but continue to look beyond what we believe to be attainable. We are strong, we are resilient, we are Brownsville, on the border, by the sea, and beyond. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Filemon Vela, and since 2013, I've had the pleasure to serve as the United States Congressman for the 34th District of Texas. It's an honor to virtually join you today for the unveiling of the new passenger terminal building at the Brownsville South Padre Island International Airport. I am proud of the $33 million in federal funds we were able to secure together for the completion of this project. Many people helped bring this new terminal project over the finish line over the years, but I want to particularly note the support of former Mayor Tony Martinez, current Mayor Trey Mendes, former and current Brownsville City Commissioners, Airport Director Brian Walker, and his predecessor Larry Brown. I also want to thank the FAA for working closely with our office, the airport, and the city to make this happen. This terminal, our new front door, will provide an appropriate first impression of our region, which is full of beauty and economic opportunity. Congratulations to everyone who made today a reality.
Good afternoon. It is an honor to be here representing the Federal Aviation Administration to show our support to the City of Brownsville for this very important airport project. It is always refreshing to see the commitment from this community, and in particular from city and airport officials, for the development and enhancement of this airport for the traveling public. We have been working very closely with airport officials to build a 5-year capital improvement program plan for your airport. And in doing so, we supported the city's vision to build a new state-of-the-art terminal facility to better serve the traveling public and to support the national airspace system. In fact, the Federal Aviation Administration awarded over $32 million to the City of Brownsville in airport improvement program funding to support this project. As many of you may be aware, the entire project cost was well over $70 million, which was funded by various sources, including local funding. Now, it almost seems like yesterday I was just here for the groundbreaking ceremony. And now here we are, celebrating the completion of the new passenger terminal building. This new building is over 91,000 square feet and includes 4 passenger boarding gates, a new baggage claim system, and a new federal inspection station for international travelers. This new terminal facility would certainly be an asset for this community for many years to come. As you all know, projects like this take a lot of hard work and a lot of collaboration. We want to acknowledge airport officials, and in particular, the airport director, Brian Walker, and his team for their commitment and partnership to enhancing aviation safety and airport development. Congratulations on a job well done. I also want to thank the mayor and city officials for their support for this critical project. Thank you again for the invitation to participate in this important ceremony, and I would like to commend you today for your leadership and dedication to airport safety and airport development.
Modern flight today is a technically choreographed and highly honed set of events coming together to create a passenger experience that appears flawless. Luxury jetliners and regional jets fill the skies, and in 2019, global air traffic reported a total of 38.9 million flights. On any given day at midday, there are reported to be over 5,000 flights in the sky around the world. Aviation uses some of the most advanced avionic equipment known to man to assist pilots not only in flight, but for landings and takeoff. Let's take a moment and revisit the history of flight and the Brownsville Airport. 1903. The first successful flights are made by Wilbur and Orville Wright. December 17, 1903, Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. 1915. The first military aircraft took off from Fort Brown Military Reservation to observe troop movements in Mexico. 1928. municipal bonds are passed to build the Brownsville Municipal Airport,
Good afternoon,
paving
America.
the way for
We
air
are
service
broadcasting live
south
from
of the border.
Brownsville, Texas, awaiting the arrival of Charles Lindbergh, flying the first international mail flight in the history of the world, establishing yet another first in aviation history. Less than 2 short years ago, Lindbergh flew the Spirit of St. Louis down a dirt roadway in Roosevelt Field, New York, without a radio, nor a parachute, as some called him the Flying Fool. But in less than 34 hours after takeoff, Lindbergh flew his single-engine plane, the Spirit of St. Louis, landing in Paris, becoming the first solo pilot to cross the transatlantic nonstop. This fearless aviation icon was born just a year before Orville and Wilbur Wright made their historic flight at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. But today is different. It's a historical event. We are here to witness the first ever international airmail flight right here in Brownsville at the Brownsville Airport in Brownsville, Texas, considered by many to be the future of flight south of the border. As I look over the crowd, there are more than 20,000 people here to witness history in the making. Families on blankets, boys with wooden toy airplanes, mothers with picnic baskets, and some men even with field glasses. Heads looking towards the sky. The day is overcast, making it even more difficult to spot the tiny dot of an airplane when it's 1,000 feet overhead. Yes, in the crowd is none other than Amelia Mary Earhart, possibly the most famous woman pilot of our day. She has set altitude records and was the first woman to cross the transatlantic by flight. This was not a solo flight, and she committed a. We will see exciting things to come from this young aviator with a passion to fly further, higher, and longer than, yes, Charles Lindbergh or Naval Captain Richard Byrd. Charles Lindbergh left Mexico City with wheels off the ground at approximately 7:56 a.m. Central Standard Time. And the time now is 1:30 p.m. according to this reporter's timepiece. The crowd is becoming restless, eyes on the skies and field glasses up and pointed south. A quietness seems to have overtaken the crowd as they listen for the noise from the engine. The wind is out of the south-southeast. Now the pilots in the dignitary area are beginning to stand. Amelia Earhart is on her feet. It is as if they know something within the embodiment of a pilot. Wait, people are pointing and yelling. Yes, it's none other than Charles Lindbergh in a single-engine plane, wings rolling left to right as to weight of the crowd. Lindbergh circles the field as he prepares to land. The crowd is being held back to keep them from running onto the airstrip. History has been made this ninth day, a Saturday of the third month of the year, March, in the year 1929. The plane rolls to a stop, and a pouch is delivered at exactly 1:34 post meridian Central Standard Time. Brownsville, Texas, USA. What an event!
1929, March 9th, 1:34 p.m. Charles Lindbergh lands in Brownsville after a 5-hour, 38-minute historic flight from Mexico City to the U.S., establishing the first leg of airmail service to Mexico. 1932, Brownsville was designated headquarters of Pan American's Western Division. 1934, Braniff Airways began serving Brownsville. 1939, Eastern Airlines came to Brownsville, Captain Eddie Rickenbacker attending the opening. 1940s, the first American jet engine was flight tested in Brownsville. The B-29 bomber was renovated here and retrofitted with jet engines. By the end of the war, Pan American had overhauled nearly 6,000 engines. 1950s, intercontinental engine service began doing business at the airport. 1960s, a new weather radar system was installed, only the 16th in the nation. 1971, a new passenger terminal was built. 1979, the airport celebrated its 50th anniversary. 1980s, the free trade zone was developed. The new control tower was built. In 1983, the airport was renamed the Brownsville South Padre Island International Airport. 1990s, the Doppler weather radar went into use. The Weather Service built a new building. The Rio Grande Valley wing of the Confederate Air Force located in Brownsville. 2000s, Mayor Blanca S. Vela officially accepted the Terminal Capacity Enhancement Project in August 2001. Mayor Eddie Trevino Jr. and the Brownsville City Commission rededicated the airport on its 75th anniversary in March 2004. 2014, SpaceX opened in Brownsville. 2016, the groundbreaking ceremony for the new terminal is celebrated. 2020, SpaceX began testing its Starship in Brownsville, and the unveiling of the new terminal is celebrated.
Please give a warm welcome to Senior Project Manager of Garver Engineering and the new BRO terminal, Mr. Jason Frank.
All right, how we doing out there in the valley tonight? Let me hear you. You guys excited? Are we excited? Come on. Come on. We got a brand new terminal unveiled tonight. It's going to be exciting. That's what I want to hear. First of all, I want to thank the mayor, the commissioner, the city of Brownsville, Brian Walker, Sean Schroeder. Thank you for putting your trust into Garver, into myself to build this brand new facility for you guys. I'm going to tell you something. You guys are going to have a wonderful facility. It's going to be an absolutely wonderful facility. As a civil engineer and as an airport guy, I've been doing this darn near 30 years. And let me tell you, you don't get to build terminals too often, usually about, once in a lifetime. This is my second one, and let me tell you, this is the best. You guys have the best, so let's hear it again. All right, here we go. I'd like to thank my team, the guys on the ground here, the guys from Davica. They've been here working hard every day. I'd like to thank the design team, the folks at Jacobs, and also the Corrigan. The guys at Corrigan did a great job. It was a total team effort to get this facility done. As a civil guy, we don't get to do this often, but as an airport guy, we love this type of work. And just kind of in closing, we kind of have this thing with airport guys and highway guys. Highways guys say, we build a 1.5 miles of road or pavement in airports, you go nowhere. I say, no, you guys build 1.5 miles of road or pavement, and you go 1.5 miles on the road. On an airport, you build 1.5 miles of pavement, you go anywhere in the world. And let me tell you, this new terminal, you guys are going to be really proud of it. Takes you anywhere in the world. It is going to be the crown jewel of the Rio Grande Valley. Thank you. The Garver team thanks you. We're proud to be part of this project. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the president of the South Texas Division of Spa Glass, Mr. Eric Kennedy.
Thank you. What an iconic project. What a cool part to be of. My grandfather was a member of the CIA, and in 1984, he went overseas and spent some time and was away from my family, my grandmother and my family and myself, for over 6 months. And he landed at San Antonio International Airport, coming back home. And at that time, there were these big stairs that they'd roll up to the airplane, and the people on the airplane would walk down. And So they pulled these stairs up, and people would congregate around the airplane and whatnot. And so he was walking down the stairs, and he's looking for my grandmother to see. I mean, they haven't seen each other for over 6 months, right? And he doesn't see her, and he's confused because he talked to her on the phone before the flight left and whatnot. And so he looks for her and goes on to the terminal and finds a pay phone and calls my mom and says, "Hey, have you seen your mom? Is she around somewhere?" And she's like, "Daddy, I mean, she was there. She was supposed to pick you up." And then he turns and sees my grandmother smiling and running towards him. And she embraced him and hugged him and kissed him. And he's like, "So where were you?" And she said, "Well, Waylon Jennings' plane just landed over here, and I wanted to see him." And he was like, "Well, you haven't seen me in 6 months, and you wanted to go see Waylon Jennings?" And she was like, "Yeah, absolutely. I would love. I see you all the time. I want to go see Waylon Jennings." So these types of projects are so cool because they bring families together. They bring all kinds of different people together, and this building is the first impression when people land in Brownsville, Texas. And what a beautiful, iconic building to be the first impression of Brownsville. Am I not wrong? Let's hear it for this project. So there's a lot of people to thank, and I know I'm going to not be able to mention them all. I mean, Congressman Vela, obviously, and his leadership to make this happen. Mayor Trey Mendez and the commissioners, City Manager Noel Bernal, and then Assistant City Manager Bryant Walker. His leadership on this project was amazing, and he has a can-do attitude and makes things happen. He and I had a conversation on a telephone when COVID hit in March, and both of us were concerned about the safety of the craft workers on site, the safety of our people, and we instituted temperature checks as you walk in with the infrared scanners for all of our craft workers. We had over 200 craft workers here. We had touchless water distribution for drinking water. We redid all of our safety protocols to keep our craft workers 6 feet apart with facial coverings, and so to keep everyone safe. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate the trials. Projects like this are difficult anyway. And then to have a project with a pandemic, it's, the team, what we overcame. And our superintendent, Hermilo Morales, our project executive, Chris Pennington, what a great job that team did to overcome all the obstacles and make this project happen. We are so proud of this project, and we are so appreciative of the city of Brownsville and appreciative of our entire team. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. You bet.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our new and beautiful airport terminal. I am Luis Cavazos, officer of our Brownsville South Padre Island International Airport Advisory Board. First, I wish to offer my condolences and prayers to our chairwoman, Carl Mark, for the recent passing of her mother, Mrs. Marie Mark. On behalf of the Airport Advisory Board of Directors, I want to thank you for joining us on this momentous occasion. Our airport has a significant place in aviation history, and once again, we're making history for the Brownsville South Padre Island International Airport. Allow me to list but a few of what makes our airport historically significant in aviation history. In 1928, bonds were passed to build the Brownsville Municipal Airport, paving the way for air service south of the border. On March 9, 1929, Charles Lindbergh landed in Brownsville after a historical flight from Mexico City, establishing the first international airport service. In 1932, Brownsville was designated as the headquarters of Pan American Western Division, and all flights of South America passed through our facilities. In 1971, a new passenger terminal was built, which served our needs, but we have grown. And here we are today in 2020, celebrating the unveiling of our new and modern airport terminal. Our Airport Advisory Board wishes to thank the citizens of Brownsville, and everyone who had chosen to fly Brownsville. We would also like to thank Brownsville Mayor Trey Mendez and the city commissioners, the city of Brownsville, City Manager Noel Bernal, his staff, the airport team under the leadership of Brian Walker, Assistant City Manager, Aviation Administrator, his staff, especially Sean Schroeder, Assistant Director of Aviation, and Francisco Partida, Special Project. I also want to thank the FAA and of course Congressman Filimon Vela Jr. for being there every step of the way representing Brownsville in Washington. Thank you to everyone who has helped in accomplishing this new chapter of our region. One last note, always remember, fly Brownsville. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign and you may now roam around the cabin. However, if the need should arise that you must use the lavatories at any moment, please ensure that your masks are worn at all times when leaving your vehicle and that you practice social distancing in the event of a digestive emergency. Now, we request your full attention as we will be showing you a video presentation, a word from your city commissioners.
Hi, my name is John Cowan, Commissioner at Large A. Just wanted to say thank you to all the people that helped put this new terminal together. It's a really huge achievement for our city and a landmark.
Hi, I'm Dr. Rose Gowan, City Commissioner at Large B. I was born and raised in Brownsville at a time when there was a very small airport. I don't remember the first time I flew out of Brownsville, but I remember thinking it was huge, even though it only had one gate.
My name is Jessica Tetro Khalifa and I am the City Commissioner for District 2. When I first entered office about 10 years ago, one of the first places that I toured was the airport terminal at the time. And I'll never forget, all of these dreams and visions I had for Brownsville and walking into that airport and just feeling like it didn't match. So one of the first projects we started working on was rebuilding this terminal and bringing Brownsville into the future.
Todos los días, nuestra bella ciudad de Brownsville atrae a bastantes visitantes, ya sean turistas que vienen a disfrutar de nuestro clima y las atracciones naturales, gente para hacer negocios, ya que tenemos de la suerte de estar de vecinos con México, y personas que por diversas razones tienen que venir.
The reason we set up on this project is to help the community grow, keep it connected to the world, and we tried our best to make sure that this project is a long-term project that will be helping families in the future, not just now.
Greetings, fellow citizens of Brownsville. My name is Ben Neese. I'm the Commissioner for District 4 for the City of Brownsville. It's my pleasure and distinct honor to be here today at the unveiling of the Brownsville Airport Terminal, the new terminal. And I'm happy to say that I've been involved in the project since the beginning, and it's so beautiful to see how it's evolved, and it's just a really good thing for Brownsville and its future.
I can honestly say when we started this, we never, ever imagined what COVID could have done to our community and how many people would be hurt and affected by it. So when COVID hit our community, so many families were affected and the devastation that it brought to our community. And one thing that, probably the only thing that brought me comfort was knowing how many families were still able to find work because this terminal had started.
It has been an economic boom in the time of COVID. It's allowed hundreds of families to be able to come to work in a safe environment and really create something special for our community.
I wish that everybody could be here today, but unfortunately, the times that we're living in today makes it a little bit more difficult. But you know what? I know that you guys are here in heart and spirit, and that's what fuels every single one of us in the commission.
I'm excited to travel very soon, as long as it's safe. During COVID season, of course, it is difficult to think about travel, but there are safe ways to do it, and there are safe ways to welcome folks. And right on the horizon, we will have a vaccine that will help all of us to be safer, to be able to fully use the outreach of this magnificent building that will really be a destination, not just for those of us that live here, but for those that want to visit and do work and commerce in our area.
Qué mejor darles la bienvenida con este aeropuerto con lo más nuevo en diseño, lo último de la tecnología y seguridad.
This is the beginning of another era, which is being called New Space. So this airport terminal and this whole airport facility are going to be on the leading edge of technology and actual space flight when we inaugurate either a horizontal spaceport or whatever develops from there, including technology, which will provide jobs for our community and a lot of security for the families that live here and their reliance on our economy.
So this airport's very important because this is the gateway to our community for visitors coming through that are looking to potentially invest here.
It is very exciting to feel that this is a destination in a very different and exciting way.
I can honestly tell you it's one of the best airports that I've seen in a very long time.
Having a job, only being here because my constituents in the city of Brownsville believed in that same vision that I had for the city of Brownsville has been the most special thing in my entire life. Knowing that I have constituents who believed in this vision of what we could be, knowing that every step of the way making this vision a reality has been a labor of love for the people of Brownsville and what our community means to us.
Gracias a la Administración Federal de Aviación y las otras organizaciones que han hecho posible la realización de este proyecto que nos beneficia tremendamente.
Very proud of it, very proud of this project, very proud of our community. This is a project that our community definitely needs and deserves.
I want to compliment the leadership of Brownsville and the administration and also all the workers and everybody who contributed to building this building and making it happen. And there's a lot of people to thank, way too many for me to be able to list, but all of you have my debt of gratitude. And also especially to the citizens of Brownsville.
To all the voters out there that elected me and our constituency that helped put this together, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Quiero agradecer a la comunidad por su apoyo y pedirles que hagan lo posible por patrocinar algo tan importante para la ciudad.
So if there's anything that I could tell the community is that this airport, this terminal, this dream has been a labor of love for our community and knowing how it's going to take us into the future. And all of that, this dream, this excitement wouldn't have been possible without you and your support.
So thank you to the citizens of Brownsville. Thank you, because without your support, this would not have been possible.
So in closing, I'd like to again thank everyone involved. And I think that you're going to be very pleased with this facility and your patience will have been worthwhile. And especially to the citizens of Brownsville, don't forget to
fly Brownsville.
Fly Brownsville.
Fly Brownsville and make this a better place. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Brownsville City Commission.
Chamber of Commerce President. Chamber of Commerce President. Just don't stand by, please. Oh, yeah, one.
¿Micrófono? Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the new home for the Brownsville South Padre Island International Airport Passenger Terminal. Let's go ahead and hug those cars. My name is Esme Villarreal. I'm the very proud president and CEO for your local chamber, the Bronzeville Chamber of Commerce. Tonight, it's my great and pleasant duty to welcome you to be part of such an important milestone for the Bronzeville South Padre Island International Airport, as today we celebrate the grand unveiling ceremony in our beautiful city of Bronzeville. We are excited. We are grateful for the opportunity to be here tonight. And we can't really stress our gratitude of the hard work that has been put into this project. We have been part of their progress as we have been showcasing the progress through multiple platforms and letting everyone know of how proud they should be of this project. Tonight, it's a huge milestone, not just for the airport team and management. It's a great accomplishment for our city mayor, for our city commission, and most importantly, this airport is for you, the people of Bronzeville, Texas, who are ready to welcome everyone and all businesses to come and open their business in Bronzeville, Texas. And tonight, it is with great pleasure to introduce to you our chairman of the board, Antonio Tony Rodriguez, as he's going to be presenting the official plaque from the Bronzeville Chamber of Commerce to our great mayor, Trey Mendez. Tony?
Mayor, again, congratulations on this beautiful building. And again, this is their official plaque to welcome you to the Chamber of Bronzeville. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Tony. Esme, thank you so much. You're doing a great job at the Chamber. Tony, thank you. This means a lot to us, and it means a lot to the city of Brownsville. So thank you all.
Thank you very much. Buenas noches.
Thanks. All right, thank you. Yes, thank you. But wait, there's more. I'm being told that we have one more presentation, so I'd like to call up Bryant and Sean from the airport to present one more thing. Is everybody having fun? If you are, I want to hear you honk your horns. All right, thank you. All right, so what do we got here, guys? All right. What are we doing?
Just throw it, take this and just lift it up and throw it over the back.
Okay. Everybody ready? 1, 2, 3. And this is an official plaque. Where's this going to go, Bryant?
It commemorates the construction with all the commissioners, all the board members. It goes on the front of the building.
And this plaque is going to be hanging on the front of the building, and it commemorates all the construction with everybody who was involved. And once again, thank you to everybody who was involved. We appreciate all your hard work and dedication to this project and our great terminal. Thank you. I think we're up. So you have it on the screen? Now help me count down the next people that are coming on stage. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
nadie, cielito lindo que a mí me toca. Ay, 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 canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegra, cielito lindo, los corazones. De tu casa a la mía, cielito lindo, no hay más que un paso. Y ahora que estamos solos, cielito lindo, dame un abrazo. Pájaro que abandona, cielito lindo, su primer nido. Si lo encuentra ocupado, cielito lindo, bien merecido. Ay, 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 canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegra, cielito lindo, los corazones. Ay, 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 canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegra, cielito lindo, los corazones. Sí, señor. How we doing, Brownsville? Rebozo de Santa María, mestizas que bailan, llenas de alaboroso, entre los encantos mil de mi vaquería. Albarrada plata brotan de los cotos, casitas de paja de la tierra mía. Albarrada plata brotan de los cotos, casitas de paja de la tierra mía. Muchacha bonita, zapato de raso bordado de seda, te voy a conspirar. Por ser más gracioso, más lindo tu paso, y será más ágil para zapatear. Que zapateo bonito, Brownsville, Texas, sí señor. Puro mariachi margaritas. Vámonos a la carana, vamos a ganar lugar, que hoy en la noche y mañana tendremos que zapatear. Saca tu terno bonito y tu cinto colorado, quiero que estés bien peinado cuando bailes el torito. Y que se escuche, ¿cómo dice, muchachas? ¡Ole! ¡Ole! ¡Sí, señor! Y nosotros somos el Mariachi Margaritas de Brownsville, Texas. ¡Sí, señor! mariachi. Y arriba las mujeres. Ya me lo quitaron.
Thank you very much to the Mariachi Margaritas. Would you like to see what's inside? I don't think so. Would you like to see what's inside? Let's take a look. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's a great day to be at the airport. We're standing right outside the new BRO terminal. Let's go inside and take a look.
Hi, welcome to the Brownsville South Padre Island International Airport. My name is Francisco Partida, and I'm the Special Projects Manager. Can I take your bag?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Now that that's taken care of, would you like a tour?
Do you want a tour? So what am I looking at?
So right now you walk through the ticketing area. You would be greeted by the airline agents. They would take your bag or print your boarding pass. Once you've completed your check-in process, you would continue through the circulation area.
What's this?
Oh, you noticed, huh? This is our own very special artwork installation for Brownsville. We incorporate a lot of elements, but one of the coolest things that we incorporated is a timeline with the history of travel. And you can see many events that are very noteworthy events. And we wanted to incorporate those into the...
It's Brownsville.
Yes, we wanted to highlight how very well geographically located Brownsville is. As you can see, it's the closest airport to South Padre Island and the Boca Chica launch site.
This looks like the perfect selfie spot. Do you have a cell phone?
Yes. You want to take it?
Yes, please. Okay, you ready?
Ready.
Okay,
BRO.
Would you like to see it? Here you go.
So yeah, that was one of the cool things that we wanted to incorporate into this artwork installation, the timeline with the travel history, as well as the destinations that Brownsville connects other than Dallas and Houston. Another feature is, I don't know if you see the background, that's an aeronautical chart. So it's a little Easter egg that we hid there for the pilots.
Very nice. Now I see that the windows are tinted.
Yes, this is Sage electrochromic glass, and it's an auto tint feature that we wanted to incorporate into the terminal. It detects how much sun is coming to the specific side of the building, and it controls how much UV rays and heat radiation is coming through the building to make a more comfortable passenger experience.
Very cool.
Yeah. So as you approach TSA, this is where you will be processed. So right now we don't have any equipment, and it will be moved overnight.
Okay.
Yeah. And for now, we will have just one lane, but we have the ability to expand in the future to a secondary lane in case that we hit that capacity of travel demand.
Nice.
Yes. BRO is prepared for the future. And this is it. This is where the passengers are gonna comfortably wait for their flight to depart.
It's huge.
Right? We have 4 gates instead of the 2 that are currently operating out of the existing terminal.
Can we sit down?
Yeah, absolutely. They're brand new seats, and we have some technology component like the rear-mounted charging stations.
They're so comfortable.
They're ergonomically designed for passenger comfort.
Nice. Oh, and there's the old terminal.
Yeah, that's a site that you won't see in the first quarter of 2021, as they will demolish that terminal and pave it to be the aircraft parking area. Anna, did you notice that we have pets?
Pets? What? Oh, very nice. For service animals.
That is correct. With this facility, we are required by law to incorporate a service animal pet relief area, as well, as your regular ADA compliant restrooms, and a family nursing room to allow the mom traveling with small children or babies to have a more private space to be able to care for the children in a more private environment.
That's incredible. And what's over there?
So what we have here, as I was mentioning, we have 4 gates. All of them can be used as domestic, but only 2 of them can be used as international gates. That's gate 1 and 2. One last thing to mention, if you're a passenger arriving into Brownsville, you look for the baggage claim or exit sign. That will take you straight to the exit and into baggage claim, like I'm about to show you.
And we're back.
That's correct. Now we can head downstairs where baggage claim is.
And you have an elevator.
Would you mind pressing the button? This is where baggage claim is. After you pick up your luggage, you can get a car, a taxi, or just wait for someone to pick you up. Oh, is that your bag?
Yes.
Let me get it for you.
Thank you.
Thank you for flying Brownsville.
This is sage glass. It's just like regular glass, but better. It's glass that tints on demand and responds to the sun. Or better yet, it lets your building respond to the sun. So you don't have to squint or overheat or avoid entire sections of your office. And you can get rid of those blinds and shades and reconnect with the outdoors, which changes the way you experience your space. Work together. Design a building. Oh, wait. You design buildings?
Yeah.
Cool. And this isn't just glass. It's glass that controls daylight, letting more in when you want it, and blocking out glare when you don't. So people are more comfortable, more energetic, and more productive all day long. And this is glass that knows the weather. It starts to change before you even knew the storm was clearing. Or you can change it all yourself. So now you can keep spaces cooler, save energy, reduce CO2 emissions, basically save the planet. Oh, and win design awards. Cool. Even your building designs will change. You can use more glass, create breathtaking structures, and preserve those great views. So yeah, it's glass all right, but better. Way better. Look again at Sage Glass.
Please welcome your captain, assistant city manager, and aviation administrator for the new Brownsville terminal, Mr. Bryant Walker.
Good evening, everybody. How's everybody tonight? Okay, so what I'd like to do is just give you a brief recap of everything everybody else said. They made my job easy. Everybody already gave you the information you needed. Let me get this off. So what I wanted to do was just review the timeline. We started this in about 2016 with the design of the terminal, and it took us 5 years to get to this point. So we're almost ready to go in and catch our first flight. Really looking forward to that. We started the construction in 2018 with Spa Glass, designed by Corgan, and Jacobs was our project manager with Garver that spoke earlier. So during the project, we weren't just doing this building. I just wanted to give a shout out to our airport operations and maintenance folks and some of our other city employees. We were in the process of doing this while we also maintained the airport, which seems like an easy job, but we did runway maintenance. We demoed old buildings that were here that were in the way or we needed to remodel and remove. We built a cargo building while we were building this. We relocated the airport beacon, which used to be actually behind us, and now it's actually on the airfield. It's much brighter as well. So we activated new instrument flight procedures, which is very administrative, but it helps everyone here fly into this airport much more safe. At the same time, a lot of my hair migrated away, and whatever stayed is now gray. So fortunately, we don't have any gray skies tonight. It's really clear. So the terminal funding, I'd love to tell everybody about the details of the funding, but I think the FAA covered that. The project is just over $70 million. That's not local dollars. We have about 50% of the project funded through numerous types of DOT and federal funding, FAA, AIP money, and those types of buckets of funding. So we turned over every rock that we could to find every penny that we could to make sure that we weren't paying for every single cent of this building. Let me tell you, you got your money's worth. This new building, it fixes a lot of problems. If you've flown out of the old building, you'll know what I'm talking about. So there were compliance issues with everyone, TSA, the FAA, Customs and Border Protection, as well as the airlines. They didn't have the proper facilities to operate. We did not have the safest environment to operate. The terminal was actually too close to the runways. This facility corrects all of the problems that we had in the old facility. While we were building it, we kept a mind on our stewardship and environmental responsibility. So this facility, you just saw the Sage Glass recap, a little infomercial. We can actually control the air conditioning and heating much better by having this electrochromic glass on the face of the building and some of the other surfaces. Not only does it create a more comfortable environment, but it also allowed us to do things like reduce the size of the chiller units, the air conditioning that we use. So we don't have as big of a carbon footprint. So we're trying to be responsible with the environment. So the glass is just one part of that. We also use locally sourced materials, renewable materials, and we also recycled some of the existing materials. The asphalt that you're on, a lot of that was rejuvenated, crushed up, rejuvenated asphalt that we reapplied. So we're not continuing to use up the Earth's resources. So we're trying to be very conscious of our environment and responsible in how we did things. When it comes to public safety, we're all worried about our own health and everyone else's health around us. We didn't lose sight of that as well. So within the building, we have antimicrobial services on all the tables. A lot of the interactive touch surfaces are antimicrobial. We have different elements like that. Social distancing was considered. We have wireless charging stations so that you don't have to actually touch anything really. You just lay your devices on that to charge them. All of that was provided by a company called Parabit. And then we also had things like our air handler, the air conditioners that we use in the terminal. We're not just stopping with HEPA filters or filtration and telling you that we took care of things. We actually put in at all of I forget how many there are, like 57 outputs of the air conditioner throughout the facility. And at every one of those, we put an ionization device that actually ionizes all the particles in the air and captures it. So we're really trying to think of the health and safety of everyone that uses our facility. The new facility also allows us to social distance, so we have plenty of seating. You're not going to be crowded and jammed in there like you are in the current terminal. We have plenty of room for everyone. The capacity of the terminal, just to throw a number out, is 2,717 people. So we absolutely will be able to social distance until we start hitting those forecast numbers that are going to make this building look like we need to expand it. So it'll be a little while until we do that. In addition to all of that, we also have automated robotic cleaning devices that will take care of the cleanliness of the building, so we can do that more frequently. And we don't have to continually send staff out to do that. And we have some biometric components as well to help with some of your touchless curb-to-gate services. So we're really trying to hit every base here, not just the financial concerns and everything. So what I'd like to do, and I'm getting really close to the end, I don't want to keep anybody any longer than I have to. I do want to specifically thank a lot of people. I know I'll miss many, many people, but I do want to thank the Congressman Bela's office. They were instrumental in getting us the audiences with headquarter FAA and some of the other people we needed to talk to. The FAA was very instrumental in making this whole project possible. Our local communities of GBIC and BCIC contributed by providing some funding for the terminal. The Brownsville Beautification Committee, Brownsville PUB is doing a lot of the utility work and upgrades that this facility required. The airlines contributed to some of their facilities and put some money in to upgrade those and make those what they should be. TSA donated some equipment to us to use, some scanning devices and things. And throughout this project, the airport staff has been tremendous. They've helped us working overtime and putting in extra thought and effort into this project to make it what it is. Other city departments, our planning, development, permitting office, everybody else has also been instrumental in making it work out. There's still more work to do. So we still have the airside component of this facility to complete. The jet bridges are yet to be attached because the old terminal is, well, it's in the way. So we're going to have to demolish that and repave it for aircraft parking before we can attach the jet bridges. And in the meantime, we'll be using aviation aeronautical type busing, very much like a tram car. We'll be using that to shuttle people to ground boarding locations. So that's what we have to do. We're also in the midst of doing some economic development to make sure that we get the additional service that the city needs to additional destinations on additional airlines. So we have that planned as well. Finally, what I'd like to say is that the public open house will be scheduled in early January because of these final systems testing items that we have to do. We also want to observe social distancing, and we want to limit the capacity of the terminal. So everyone here tonight will be personally invited back, and I have some things in store for you. So please don't worry about that. We'll take care of it. We'll get you back here in just a few short weeks to actually go in, and we'll do it for a full day event so that you have plenty of time to come in and experience it for yourself. And we're really looking forward to that. So please bring your enthusiasm. We don't need the horns inside, but we do want you to come back and enjoy every bit of this terminal that you're helping contribute to and that you're going to make help successful. So as soon as we get this open, and even now, please go visit relatives, book a ticket, and go fly somewhere. Flying is the safest mode of travel, and it's recently been shown to be even safe with the current travel conditions and the pandemic that we have. It's still very, very safe to travel. So with that, the last person I need to thank would be my family, my wife. So thank everybody for coming, and I think that we have one more thing on the schedule, so please stick around, and I will turn it over to the people in charge. Thank you.
A very special thank you to Director Bryant Walker and everyone who has had a hand in bringing this one home. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Brownsville South Padre Island International Airport. Local time is, I don't know, I didn't check, but the temperature is 79 degrees. On behalf of BRO and the entire airport crew, I'd like to thank you for joining us on this journey, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near future. Thank you, Merry Christmas, stay safe, and have a nice day.